Hi kids. As you can see, I changed the template up a little bit. I think it's supposed to be a chalkboard, so let me know how you like it. At any rate, today we are going to be talking about usted or ustedes commands. Now, so far, we have talked about to and -to commands, the informal ones. Obviously, these are formal commands. And it's very important that we learn how to form these, just like with the -to commands, because as I've been saying, these are going to take on the same conjugation as the -tos, later on the nosotros commands, and much later on the present subjunctive. So it's imperative that you guys learn this. Get it? Imperative, because it's an imperative form. Ha ha ha. I know, same jokes as in class. So, as I said, these are formal commands. These are things that you'll see on lots of street signs and in other places, and even in casual conversations. Now, the first thing to talk about is how do we form them? Well, very familiar. Just like the -tos, it takes the same form. We take the yo, drop the o, and add the opposite ending, which in this case is going to be the opposite usted form. It's going to be the opposite usted form. So, either an A or an E. Okay? So if I had hablar, I would go to the yo, drop the o, and then I would add the opposite ending, and I would get hable. Let's put some exclamation points around there because it's a command. Hable. Okay? Comer, same thing. Comer, go to the yo. I kind of like this template. Drop the o, and we end up with coma. Very, very simple. Muy fácil. Okay? And just like the -tos, if we have one that has an irregular yo form, this is why we have to go to the yo, like poner. We go to the yo, pongo. We drop the o, and we end up with ponga. For example, if I said, ponga la mesa, set the table. Pretty easy, right? Good. Now, to do an ustedes command, when we are trying to tell multiple people to do something, just as simple. All we're going to do is one very simple thing. Okay? Just like before, we're going to go to the yo, drop the o, add the opposite, ellos, ellas, or ustedes form, because it's a command, so it's going to be either an or en. Or if you want to make it even easier, you're just adding n to what we just did on the last page. So, go to the o, drop the o. So take that, let's take that hable and just add an n. That's it. Let's take that coma, add an n. Let's take that ponga, add an n. So the only difference between these two is between me saying you speak and you too, or all of you speak. Okay? That's basically all it is. It's just that simple. And because you know that of course there will be irregulars for the usted and ustedes commands, the great part is it's the exact same ones as the -to commands, which were sides. Remember sides? Ser, ir, estar, and saber. Exactly the same as the negative 2 commands. So what did we have for those? We had sea, or sean if it's de ustedes. We have vaya, or vayan. We have de with an accent, or den. We have este, or estén. And we have sepa, or sepan. Cinch. And lastly, just like we did with the negative 2s, we talked about what to do when we use them with reflexives or with dops or nidops. Hopefully you guys remember my school bus analogy with the negative 2 commands. Anybody remember? Let's draw that bus again. Okay. Where do the if it's a positive command, okay, if it's a positive command, where does the reflexive, where does the reflexive or the dop or idop go? That's right, it goes in the back. It goes on the back of the verb, attached to the back. If it's a negative command, it goes in the front. So, for example, if I wanted to say, using the usted or ustedes commands, if I wanted to say, speak, or tell me, let's go with that one. We did tell me before, okay? Go to the yo of this here. Digo, drop the o, add the opposite, diga. I'm going to add me. We're going to add my accent, 1 vowel, 2 vowel, 3 vowels. Dígame. I can do díganme. And if I want to make it negative, I'm going to say no me diga. Okay? I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, why isn't that different than the negative 2 commands? Well, it's the usted commands. The usted commands don't have a different negative form like the 2 forms do. So hopefully this will make sense when we put it all together on one giant chart for all of you. The last thing that I wanted to show you guys as well with the reflexives is, say I had bañarse. Oops. I put that on the wrong spot. They only do that in Portuguese. Bañarse. Okay. And I added the opposite, and I had bañe, or bañen. Okay. Am I going to put mete, say, nos, os, or say at the end there? That's right. I'm going to add say, because it's usted. So if you remember, mete, say, nos, os, say. So whether it's bañese or bañense, it's going to be say. And where do we put our accent mark? 3 vowels in. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So, just like the 2 commands were bañete, the usted and ustedes will be bañese or bañense. So, if you finished watching this one, and hopefully you guys have some good notes, I encourage you to go on and watch the nosotros command video.